The appearance of the Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ SUV model in the early 90s sparked a real revolution in the SUV class. Its stylish design, unprecedented level of comfort, and unconventional technical solutions gave this vehicle charisma and power. It became beloved on both sides of the Atlantic. On highways or in the city, the Grand Cherokee offered the comfort of a luxury car, while off-road, thanks to its powerful engines and all-wheel drive, the SUV transformed into an unstoppable all-terrain vehicle capable of overcoming the most challenging obstacles. While in the USA and countries of the Eastern world with developed automotive industries, the Grand Cherokee was one among many, competing in the American market with the Ford Explorer and Chevrolet Blazer, and globally challenging even the Range Rover. In the countries of the former Soviet Union, the Grand Cherokee became something more than just a car. It became a symbol of a new era of change, like in 1917, only in reverse. The period of the USSR's collapse and the formation of new independent states was marked by significant socio-political and economic changes. The power monopoly of the Bolshevik Party, which had lasted for many decades, crumbled like a house of cards. In the 90s, yesterday's Communist Party officials, having traded their official Voltas and Chaikas for expensive luxury Mercedes and BMWs, now called themselves Democrats and great reformers, not forgetting to swap their gray jackets for pricey Armani suits. And as for the Grand Cherokee SUV, which would later become part of folklore, celebrated in songs and glorified in various films, it would turn into a real fortress on wheels for power athletes. It was precisely the excellent driving performance, stylish design, and power that allowed the Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ to enter the top 3 legendary cars of the era of change, which was often also called the Wild 90s. Alongside the American SUV, the Mercedes S-Class W140, nicknamed the Boar, and the BMW E38, or simply the 7, also made it into that list. The origins of the Grand Cherokee SUV date back to the late 70s, when the Jeep company belonged to the American automaker American Motors Company. Perhaps nothing would have happened if a stake in AMC hadn't been bought by the French car company Renault, which, right after the deal, appointed its employee Francois Casting as head of the new car development department. Casting had experience designing engines for Formula 1 and 24 Hours of Le Mans race cars. It was under his leadership that the smallest SUV in the Jeep lineup, the Cherokee XJ, was created. Also, starting in the mid-80s, work began on a new promising SUV that was meant to challenge American vehicles of the same class, such as the Ford Explorer and Chevrolet Blazer. And in the global SUV market, it was supposed to be a worthy competitor to the famous Range Rover off-road vehicles. Initially, it was planned that the new model would replace the Cherokee XJ SUVs in 1989, but after Chrysler became the new owner of American Motors Company in 1987, this decision was somewhat changed. They decided not to abandon the Cherokee XJ. Instead, the new luxury class SUV, which was presented in 1992, replaced the premium Jeep Grand Wagoneer SJ. The presentation of the new model at the Detroit Motor Show turned into real action in the style of Hollywood blockbusters. On the eve of the opening of the Detroit Auto Show, the future star, the Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ, didn't enter the Cobo Hall Exhibition Center through the main doors, but instead crashed through the glass showcase at full speed. Photos of the dramatic entrance, with a cloud of shattered glass from the broken showcase, instantly spread across various international publications, fueling even more interest in the new model. Such a spectacular presentation wasn't an impromptu or spontaneous decision, but rather a carefully planned marketing move and publicity stunt. They approached it with maximum caution and in full compliance with all safety regulations. The regular toughened glass of the showcase had been replaced in advance by the staff with a more fragile type that would shatter easily. In addition, miniature explosive charges were installed around the perimeter of the showcase, which detonated simultaneously as the car approached, turning the solid glass into countless tiny shards. As a result, neither the car nor its passengers were harmed, and behind the wheel of the Grand Cherokee during this stunt was Chrysler's president, Bob Lutz, while his passenger and assistant was none other than Detroit's mayor, Coleman Young. The money spent on this event paid off, drawing even more attention to the vehicle. The Grand Cherokee set new standards for on-road performance, handling, and comfort among SUVs. Its capabilities brought it close to modern sports sedans. These were the very words Francois Casting used to describe his creation. To enhance its status and premium feel, the Grand Cherokee ZJ was made larger than its younger sibling, the Cherokee XJ. Overall, the SUV received a more spacious interior, a bigger trunk, and wider door openings. It impressed buyers with its elegant design, comfortable interior, and the rich equipment found in most versions. The fundamental difference between Jeep and its direct competitors lay primarily in its structural features. For example, while the Explorer and Blazer were built on the ladder frames of pickup trucks, the Grand Cherokee ZJ was developed on its own platform with an integrated frame. Mass production of the Grand Cherokee began on April 19, 1992, at the company's plant in Detroit. Since 1994, production of the SUV for the European market was set up in Austria at the Steyr-Daimler-Puch plant. Each year, the Austrians produced about 30,000 vehicles of this brand. From the very beginning of its production, the Grand Cherokee was actively sold in the markets of post-Soviet countries. The SUV's popularity was due to the close economic ties established with Austria by the new states of Eastern Europe, as well as the high demand for such prestigious vehicles among the rapidly growing class of nouveau riche, who, like mushrooms after the rain, sprang up on the rich resource base of what had only yesterday been state enterprises. Enterprises that were handed over to such people by the authorities for next to nothing. This situation is perfectly captured by the words of one of the characters from the famous Russian TV series Bandit Petersburg, the crime boss Viktor Pavlovich Govorov, nicknamed Antibiotic. His words very accurately reveal the essence of the 1990s era. In one of the scenes of the series, he says, "In our time, Sergei, you can steal a bicycle and spend your whole life in prison, or you can steal by the trainload and always stay afloat." Nowadays, stealing by the trainload is much safer than stealing bicycles. I'm telling you this straight up. It was exactly these kinds of people, the ones who stole by the trainload in the 90s in the new post-Soviet states, who became the owners of luxury executive cars, including the Grand Cherokee. At first, the new Jeep SUV model was offered in 4 trims, but the simplest base version was discontinued that same year, in 1992. The most popular versions were the Laredo and the Limited. The Laredo trim SUVs came with fabric upholstery, power windows, air conditioning, and a chrome grille. The most expensive version was the Limited. It could please its owners with special wheel designs, a gold badge, leather interior, power and heated front seats, heated side mirrors, a power sunroof, and a 120-watt Infinity Gold audio system with 6 speakers. The bumpers and lower door moldings were color-matched to the body. In the Laredo version, they were gray. For quite a long time, from 1994 to 1995, a specialized modification called the Grand Cherokee Orvis was produced, which was offered to fans of off-road outdoor activities. This SUV variant featured a reinforced suspension, factory protection for the transfer case, steering rods, and even the fuel tank. The interior upholstery used 2 colors of leather, brown and green. On the outside, the vehicle stood out with its green body color and red moldings. On all other Grand Cherokee variants, the moldings are exclusively gold. The Orvis modification featured a power lift gate and increased ground clearance. The weight of all Grand Cherokee variants ranged from 1,750 kilograms to 1,933 kilograms. At the start of production, the Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ was equipped with a single 6-cylinder gasoline engine with a displacement of 4 liters and an output of 178 horsepower with 305 Newton-meters of torque. On 100 kilometers of highway driving, the engine consumed 11.4 liters of fuel. In city mode, this figure increased to 21 liters per 100 kilometers. The acceleration time to 100 kilometers per hour was 10.2 seconds. The maximum speed is electronically limited to 180 kilometers per hour. In 1993, a more powerful V8 engine appeared, with a displacement of 5.2 liters and an output of 212 horsepower with 386 Newton-meters of torque. This engine consumed 12.7 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway and 23 liters in the city. The acceleration improved to 9.8 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour. The maximum speed is 200 kilometers per hour. In 1997, the Grand Cherokee ZJ SUVs received the most powerful engine, a V8 with a displacement of 5.9 liters and an output of 241 horsepower. This engine produced an incredible 468 Newton-meters of torque. At the same time, it consumed quite a bit, 13.3 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway and 26.1 liters in the city. With this engine, the SUV accelerated to 100 kilometers per hour in just 8.2 seconds. The top speed was limited to 200 kilometers per hour. As for the Grand Cherokees that were manufactured at the Steyr-Daimler-Puch plant in Austria and intended for the European market, they couldn't please their owners with such a wide range of engines. For buyers in Europe, the Grand Cherokee ZJ was only available with an Italian VM Motori diesel engine with a displacement of 2.5 liters and an output of just 114 horsepower and 300 Newton-meters of torque. The European diesel version was equipped exclusively with 5-speed manual transmissions with a gear lever mounted on the tunnel between the seats. The diesel's fuel system used turbocharging with intercooling. All engines were mounted longitudinally and featured a multi-point fuel injection system. European Grand Cherokees had a modified arrangement of turn signal lights. Additional repeater turn signal indicators were installed on the front fenders of the SUVs. Yellow turn indicators also appeared in the rear lights. The main advantage of the Grand Cherokee over its competitors was the wide range of all-wheel drive options. The 6-cylinder version was equipped with the Selec-Track and V242 transfer case. The center differential allowed operation with all-wheel drive without any restrictions. The SUV could also be driven with only the rear axle engaged. For tackling particularly difficult off-road sections, a low-range gear and differential lock were used. The 8-cylinder Jeep was equipped with a Quadra-Track and V249 transfer case featuring permanent all-wheel drive, a low-range gear, and an automatically locking center differential with a viscous coupling. A similar transfer case with automatic front axle engagement was installed to make the SUV easier to operate. Now, the average consumer no longer had to bother with shifting. With various levers, the transfer case handled everything on its own. When the rear wheels slipped, the viscous coupling would automatically engage the front axle. Old-school off-road enthusiasts consider such a device not very effective, since the automatic system can react with a significant delay, making it unsuitable for real off-roading. Although, if necessary, the viscous coupling could be locked. In 1998, towards the end of production, the company released its most luxurious version of the Grand Cherokee ZJ, the 5.9 Limited, which was one of the fastest SUVs of the late 20th century. This new modification stood out from the rest of the Cherokees with functional hood air intakes, a redesigned radiator grille, unique 5-spoke wheels, and a chrome exhaust tip. The vehicle was available in black, white, gray, or green colors. In its homeland, the USA, sales of the Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ, although lower than those of the Explorer SUVs, consistently remained above 200,000 units per year. In total, during the production period from 1992 to 1998, 1,420,095 vehicles were manufactured at factories in Detroit and the Austrian city of Graz. Although production of the ZJ model ended, the Grand Cherokee SUV series continued to be produced. But now, in the newly independent post-Soviet states, the next generations of these vehicles were no longer bought by just your average nouveau riche, but by highly respected corporate owners, media moguls, prominent politicians, and opinion leaders. In short, people of a new era. And as for the old era, along with the legendary Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ, which was one of its symbols, it will forever remain in history under the name the Wild 90s.